Welcome everybody, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day and you're ready for a ton of inspiration. Today's video has two parts. Part one is 3 journals for the marketplace by marketplace artists Francis and Rita. And those are just regular marketplace journals. The marketplace is an online consignment shop that I host on my website, helping artists to sell their work. If that sounds interesting to you and you would like to send me your journals to sell, send me an email. I'll send you over the guidelines. So that's part one. And then part two will be the beginning of the April Marketplace Challenge journals from Rita. And there are 5 journals that we'll be looking at, as well as going over May and June's guidelines for the challenges. So let's get into the first journal. This is from Rita. It is not a challenge journal, meaning she's just created this, no specific digitals. She came up with it, her entire own creativity. So this is a Reader's Digest condensed book. This is a 1957 Reader's Digest cover. Look at how beautiful and vintage it is. I love the lace she chose as well. 3 signatures. It's a very light purple, so pretty. So this one is called School Daze, and she's used digitals from My Porch Prints and Bohemian Crafting. So I guess this is a little bit of a school theme, which is really neat. I've actually had requests in the past to do school themed journal kit. I've just never gotten around to it, though I think it is an amazing theme. And it's definitely something that I need to put on my list, but I love the digitals she chose from those shops. My Porch Prints is definitely a favorite of mine. I love what she comes up with. This is such a vintage, grungy look. Sometimes when we think of school journals, we think of the bright primary colors, but this has a lot of the vintage grunge, and I love the different papers and the music pages and the dictionary pages. This would be so amazing. I think it would be really, really fun to maybe use it to keep some memories from the whole quarantine homeschooling phase. And maybe you've been helping a child or a grandchild with their school, and maybe you could put in some memories and things, or you could give it as a gift to a teacher. I really think that would be incredible. I mean, what teacher wouldn't love a book like this, especially if they love vintage, like the olden days in school? Or you could purchase it to, maybe you're a teacher, and you could start using it in the fall, maybe to keep track of memories from your class. So what an incredible journal, Rita. You've outdone yourself on that one. All of these journals that I will be showing are in the marketplace section of my website. Okay, this one here, this might be a school themed one too, I'm not sure, but it looks like we have a vintage book cover that she has put paper over. So this is a McGuffey's reader print that she's put on the front. This is called the School Primer. Again, she's used My Porch Prints, but then some images from Graphics Fairy. So very similar, a little different, but honestly pretty much the same theme, just created in a slightly different way. I love those vintage flashcards. It's like a little folder. Isn't that cute? Like a little school folder. Again, a teacher's gift would be very sweet. I love the little public library cards. I really, really love it. I love this image. This image is the cover image for my Facebook group. I think I got it from Graphics Fairy, so that's probably where she got it from too. Scholars Monthly Reports. How amazing. This just looks so neat. Love it. So there's that one. And then I have a journal from Francis. It was just a single journal. I was getting the April Challenge journals ready for the first video, and it was just a single bubble mailer, and I thought I would go ahead and show it in this video. just so that bubble mailer doesn't get buried in between boxes. It is beautiful. It is a jean covered, black jean covered journal. Look at the dangles, the flowers, the fleur-de-lis. And then in here is a little cute mini junk journal that's kind of bird themed. And it fits in that pocket in the front. All right, so let's see here. It's called Frances Fancy Junk Journal. She's used My Fair Garden, Antique Aviary, and Botanical Birds. Oh, My Fair Garden, Antique Aviary. Oh, this is a challenge journal. She did not, I really had a hard time with not keeping this one. I wanted to play in it so much. Okay, so this is a challenge journal. The box or the package was not marked, but these are the kits for the April challenge journal. So let's just take a pause here and go over what we're doing with the challenge journals. Every month I put out a challenge, and then at the end of that month, like we're at the end of April, I start filming the challenge journals that were sent. So we had 5 different digitals that we were working with, and they get a higher commission for these. So this was April. And then if you're interested, I'm going to show these quickly, but you can go over to my Facebook group where you can get all the details, so you don't have to write it down here if you don't want to. But May, we're going to be doing like a vintage fashion themed. So it's going to be Lovely Ladies, What She Wore, Blooming African Violets, Boho Beauty, and then images from my vintage, well, it's not vintageimageclub.com anymore. But there's a pin post on my Facebook group that will give you the new link for those images. And so you have to pick three out of these 5 at least. You can do all of them, but at least 3 out of the 5 to qualify for a challenge journal. And if you need my address or further guidelines, you can email me. Just search all of these on the website. They pop right up. But I'm going to be announcing June. So this is really what I want to talk about. June challenge. And I'm going to put this over on my group as well. But we're going to be working with, I guess, hydrangea. The flower hydrangea is a big inspiration for this, as well as wisteria and roses with a hint of butterflies. So actually we have 6 different digitals to choose from this time, but you have to choose at least 3. We have Wisteria and Hydrangea kit. That's my kit. I have 12 journal pages and 3 ephemera sheets in that. Hydrangea and Butterflies papers. That's Joanne's newest one. It is just gotten in the shop, like just. And it is beautiful, 10 pages. And then Wisteria and Roses kit. That's one of my kits. It has ephemera and pages. So, you know, you can decide, do you want to go more wisteria? Do you want to go more hydrangea? Do you want to go more roses? Or do you want to just do all of them? Then the Ghosted Butterflies papers, that's to coordinate with some of the butterflies in this paper pack. It's 6 papers. And then Celtic Rose papers, also a newer paper pack that Joanne created. And then I created the Celtic Rose postcards to go with this paper pack. So you have to choose at least 3. You may want to choose all of them. And if you enjoy doing these challenges and you enjoy using my kits, you may want to purchase my lifetime digital subscription. That way you get every new kit that I create and every new paper pack and ephemera pack and stuff like that. You can go to the huge sales section on my website and you will get everything. So you can use whatever you want. 70% commission, that's 10% more than usual for the artists. I will begin filming at the end of June. The rules, tight signatures, no loose signatures, no sloppy covers. It has to be tight, well made. It has to be embellished. No blank white pages. You can stamp on it if it's white. You can print on it if it's white. You can put stickers on it if it's white, but no blank white. You can have blank coffee dyed. You can have blank colored, but no blank white. And then 60 plus pages at least. So that's what we have going on there. Go over to my Facebook group if you want more info on that. But let's get back into Frances's journal here. So she's used, this is from My Fair Garden. This was a kit I created inspired by some postcards from the early 1900s called All in a Garden Fair. So she's used that. That's that there too. So garden and birds is the theme for April. Obviously, these videos will be filmed on into the month of May because I have many boxes that were sent in. But this is Nature's Diary. This is JoAnn's paper pack called Botanical Birds. It just fits really well with a nature theme. I love add-on paper packs because you can really put them in pretty much any type of journal. If you're doing nature, you could have 50 different paper packs on your computer that are nature themed, and the more you mix and match them, the more unique creations you come up with. I absolutely love her pages. This is Antique Aviary. This is a freebie kit I have over on my Facebook group. So if you're wondering what maybe some of my work looks like before you purchase, you can go over to my Facebook group, type in Antique Aviary. It will pop up, free to use. You can even use it in your journals to sell as long as you don't use it digitally. This is incredibly beautiful, Frances. I'm always a fan of your work. You put so much time, love, and care into it. But of course, lovely as ever. So pretty. Little tags. This is from Botanical Birds. Birds are probably my favorite theme for a journal. I've done lots of bird kits. I'm sure there'll be more to come. I want to say that my most recent bird kit was birds and bees, but I'm sure that I will do more in the future. I love all of the dyed papers. I like how she adds stitching to the edges just for extra texture and effect. It definitely adds a lot. So much fun. So beautiful. So definitely buying the challenge journals really helps support the artists because they get more money for their journals. You get some black ribbons here that are stitched that you can use on the pages. Some tape. You get some different little labels and papers and book page pieces and stuff. So you could use all of these in decorating the journal. All right, so we can get that. It's a black lace pocket, and so you can store your extra ephemera in there, and it is an elastic and button closure. Beautiful, Frances. All right, so that is that. I'm glad I decided to show it today because I didn't realize it was a challenge journal. I think she had told me, but I get emails from lots of you, and I can't remember everything, especially these days. My mind is just gone. So back to Rita. Rita has been selling journals with me for quite a long time. She participates in every marketplace challenge so far, and I love her work. I'm such a fan. So here's the first one we're looking at. And obviously the school journals we just looked at were also from Rita. So I gotta love this fabric. I haven't seen this fabric before. It's super pretty, and I love how she just added some simple lace. And this is called Glorious Birds. She's used Botanical Birds from JoAnn. JoAnn's digitals are also found over on my website under JoAnn's digitals. The bird cutouts and pages are from Caroline's Craft Tree on Etsy, then Antique Aviary. And she's also used some other digitals from me, from My Porch Prints, Shabby Dabby Doodah, and Old Design Shop. Definitely really recommend all of those shops. You're going to get a ton of creativity. This bird library card, I have a set of 4 of them on Vintage Image Club, and they're really pretty and subtle and great to use in journals. So under the huge sales section on my website, you can get the lifetime access to access all of those digitals, the public domain ones. I add every week to that as well. So I have 2 lifetime subscriptions. If you get both of them, you will get everything I create. That, and if you join my Facebook group so that you get the freebies as well. Once you sign up for both of those, you are good to go for a lifetime of crafting. Love these. So Antique Aviary, Botanical Birds. She's made little doily booklets there. Look at that, how pretty. So there's ephemera in there. So pretty. I love what she's done. I mean, I always love her work, but so pleasing to the eye. These are Antique Aviary. That's that free kit. I used to sell it, and then I offered it as a freebie. What a beautiful journal. All about birds and flowers, gardening, nature, if you love that sort of thing. Okay, so we have some simple single signature. Really pretty. This cover she made from one of Joanne's pages from Botanical Birds. And then she layered up music paper, lace, and another image I think she tore out from one of the other pages. And this is called Birds Galore. She's used Botanical Birds from Joanne, bird cutouts and pages from Carolyn's Craft Tree, Antique Aviary, and then handmade papers by My Porch Prints. She's stitched around all of these edges. Look at the lines. I think these are Carolyn's from Carolyn's Craft Tree. Never lose the hope inside you. Tomorrow might be the day you've been waiting for. Love that. Pretty edge punching, doily, Botanical Birds. These are Carolyn's, I think, unless they're My Porch Prints. I don't know. Some tickets she's cut out from one of the pages. Some owls. So pretty. There's so many places to just journal. This is definitely a journal I would love to write in. There's so many spaces, beautiful birds. It almost has a slight Edith Holden feel to it. There we go. There's an Edith Holden page. Braveness is not the absence of fear, but the strength to keep going. So some inspirational quotes that kind of motivate you as you're journaling. Incredibly beautiful work here. These are from Antique Aviary. We have a bag and some journal cards and different bits that you can use. I love this one, Rita. It's so simple, but sometimes the simple ones take just as much thought to put together to make it flow. She's really crafted this for the writer. Oh, look at how pretty. This is a torn edge journal. And I know Joanne recently did one on her YouTube channel, and she has a video on that. So you can go to her YouTube channel, which is Junk Journal Treasures. So I don't know if Rita was inspired by her or by the lady that Joanne was inspired by, and I don't remember who that was. But look at how pretty. So we have a seam binding closure. It says journal. There's some brads layered up. It almost looks like a jean and a pocket, but it's not actually a pocket. But this is from Antique Aviary. Look at all of those grungy pages and the beautiful jean color on the back as well. This is called Tattered Birds, and she's used Botanical Birds, bird cutouts and pages from Caroline, and Antique Aviary again. There's so many ways you can take the same journals and you can mix and match to create new works. So I think the concept of the torn edge journal is you individually tear all of the pages, slightly different sizes throughout the journal, and you ink all the edges to give it a really tattered and torn look. And then you just create your journal like you normally would. But it takes a lot of extra time and effort to give it that effect and that look. And it's definitely worth it because it is truly, truly beautiful. Her binding is strong. Her color selection and coordination throughout the journal is on par. These are high quality journals. Totally beautiful. Love that one. I always like to tie when I'm done because then I run the risk of losing the closure. We usually have piles off to the side of me. Look, this is a hardcover 1/3 signatures. So Botanical Birds again on the front. And I've noticed that Rita's using the same 3 throughout. Joanne's Botanical Birds, she's used Antique Aviary, and she's used the bird cutouts and pages. And that really helps if you're on a budget and you're doing these challenge journals. That's why I give you 5 or 6, and you do not have to use all 5 or 6 that I give you for the challenge. So the Antique Aviary one was free, and so I think she purchased the other 2. But let's say she already had Botanical Birds, then she would only have to purchase 1 more, and then she creates a couple journals with those same ones and then her profit margin is higher when she gets paid. I have to say this is a perfect color seam binding for this. That green makes it pop so much. This one is called Timeless Birds. And yes, she's used those 3 we were just talking about, plus some My Porch prints. When you're creating the challenge journals, yes, use the digitals that have been requested. Those need to be the highlight, but feel free to support another small shop by making a purchase that you'd like to use and coordinate with the journal, or just looking through your digital stash to see if there's another digital that like here, this is, I think this is Caroline's, but with the hummingbirds, it immediately made me think of Tsunami Rose, and she has a hummingbird prayer kit. And if you wanted to, say you already owned that kit, you could use a few of those pages in the journal to really make it pop. I am all about supporting digital artists and small businesses. We work really hard to continually provide great digital content for crafters to use. And so please, even if you do not craft with it immediately, if you haven't purchased a digital for a while, maybe you'd like to go to a shop like Carolyn's Craft Tree or Tsunami Rose and purchase a digital from them, and then you can always download it or use it at a later date. It really helps us a lot to get digital purchases. Helps with our expenses and bills and all that fun stuff. And we love to see you inspired. Also, if you have a digital kit idea that you would like to see come to life, send me a message, because I do offer commissioned kits. I'm trying to think if any of these were commissioned. Not the ones we've seen so far. Birds and Bees was commissioned. But if you have an idea that you really want to see in a kit, but you just haven't seen anybody do it yet the way you want it, let me know what you're thinking, and if I can do it, I'll give you a great deal on a commissioned kit, and I'll create it for you. So that's also an option. The last one we're going to look at today is this cute little one. This is an antique aviary page. She's used it as the cover, and this is called Feathered Friends. I do have a kit called Feathered Friends, but she didn't use it in this journal. But if you wanted more bird pages, that would be another kit. Also, Bird World would be another kit to look at. I love these lined bird pages. They're just incredible. So what lovely journals. I love the black stitching. Such a statement. I've been doing that myself just a little bit, and the black is a real statement with color choice for thread. I do hope that you enjoyed these journals today. They are available for purchase on the website. And there'll be lots more April challenge journals coming. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that. I'll see all of you later.